Shisha contains numerous amounts of toxins that kill people, but people don't realize that because of the fragrant smoke. Shisha tobacco is sweetened with fruit or molasses sugar, which is the reason behind that pungent smell. Studies have shown that the majority of people believe that shisha is less addicting and safer than cigarettes. In fact, many use it as a safe alternative to cigarette smoking, believing that the toxins are filtered in water. However, extensive research has shown otherwise. Carbon monoxide is an odorless, tasteless, and colorless gas. After smoking, carbon monoxide increases in the bloodstream and combines with hemoglobin, which lowers the oxygen levels in the bloodstream. Exposure to carbon monoxide may cause headaches, dizziness, nausea, fatigue, vomiting, mental confusion, and rapid heart rate. Arsenic-containing pesticides used in tobacco farming stay in tobacco throughout its processing into shisha and is existent in small quantities in shisha smoke. Arsenic is the main cause of lung cancer, skin cancer, bladder cancer, liver cancer, and kidney cancer. Organic arsenic is also known to cause hyperpigmentation. There is about 1.7 more times the amount of nicotine in shisha than in cigarettes. Nicotine is an addictive chemical compound that stimulates the central nervous system in small doses, but when taken in a large dose, it completely blocks the action of nerve and muscle cells. Nicotine tobacco is the essential part of the shisha. Tar is produced after the tobacco is burned. Tar is a toxic chemical that is used to pave roads. Tar contains the most cancer-causing chemical in tobacco smoke. A typical session is about an hour or so, but an hour of shisha smoking equals to about 200 cigarettes. That's about 10 packs. The main problem is that shisha smokers are not well informed of the damaging effects. Shisha smokers have a higher risk of diseases than cigarette smokers due to the way of smoking, including recurrence of puffing, depth of inhalation, and duration of the smoking session. Shisha smokers may absorb higher concentrations of the toxins found in the smoke, thus increasing the endangerment to the body. The charcoal used to heat tobacco in the shisha pipes makes shisha smokers more prone to health risks. Shisha tobacco and smoke contain various toxic substances known to cause lung, bladder, and oral cancers. This exposure of tobacco juices increases the risk of developing oral cancers. The irritation by tobacco juice products is more likely to affect shisha smokers than cigarette smokers because a shisha smoking session lasts for a longer period of time. Many cardiovascular diseases are a result of shisha tobacco and smoke because they contain numerous toxic substances known to cause the buildup of plaque, which eventually results in atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is when the arteries get clogged up with plaque. When nicotine is increased in the blood plasma, saliva, and urine of the shisha smoker, it affects the periodontal tissues. Inhaling shisha smoke, which is full of cancer-causing substances, immediately changes the lung tissues. Your body may try to repair the damage, but with the repetitive occurrence of smoke inhalation, the damage increases. After that, the damage causes the cells to act abnormally, and eventually a tumor may grow and cause lung cancer. Another health risk is that some pipes used in hookah cafes may not be cleaned properly, which increases the risk of transmitting infectious diseases. Infectious diseases including tuberculosis can be spread by sharing the pipe. Shisha smoking among pregnant mothers is very risky to the mother as well as to the fetus. The baby may face underweight problems, difficulty in breathing, or even sudden infant death syndrome. Babies born to women who smoked 1 or more water pipes a day during pregnancy have lower birth weights than babies born to non-smokers. Shisha's secondhand smoke poses a serious risk for non-smokers too, particularly because it contains smoke not only from the tobacco, but also from the charcoal heat source.
Smoking shisha has become more popular through Arab societies and around the globe. It's become a trend to gather in cafes and smoke shisha with friends or family while chatting or catching up. The sweet aroma of shisha is tempting to many people, and it is one of the reasons people smoke it. Other factors are that it's easily available everywhere and it has a positive social appearance. Common misconceptions about smoking shisha is that the smoke is filtered through water, so the harmful ingredients are cleaned out and it doesn't burn your lungs. People often think that herbal shisha is healthier than regular shisha and that it's not addictive as smoking a cigarette because there's no nicotine, or that it contains fruits, so it's a healthier option than tobacco. Those misconceptions have encouraged people to experiment more with shisha, although they have been confirmed otherwise. 1 billion people in the world are smokers, Every 8 seconds, somebody dies from smoking, and about 28% of residents under 18 smokes. The number of young smokers is on the rise, and more than 70% of these young people are smokers, patients aged from 18 to 30. A study looked at 1,186 Arabs between the ages of 12 and 18 and found that 51.4% were Emirati. More than a fifth of boys smoked shisha and 21.9% smoked cigarettes. The study reported that 5.6% of female pupils smoked cigarettes and 8.8% smoked shisha regularly. The number is far larger than indicated by previous studies of Emirati women, which placed the number of female smokers at about 0.8%. The entire Middle East and North African region is also seeing an increase in the use of tobacco, even though the Western nations are on a decline. The use of tobacco in the Arab world has reached shocking statistics.
Effects of passive smoking. Passive smoking, also known as second-hand smoking, is the smoke that is exhaled by a smoker and breathed in by the people around him. Besides steam smoke, which is the burning tobacco in a hookah, is considered more harmful than the smoke inhaled by the smoker. Second-hand smoke contains 7,000 chemicals. Almost all chemicals are toxic. Also, around 70 of these chemicals cause cancer. There is no safe amount of exposure to passive smoke. It harms everyone from children to adults. In children, second-hand smoke causes the kid to have ear infections, respiratory symptoms such as coughing and sneezing, respiratory infections such as pneumonia and bronchitis, and sudden infant death syndrome. In adults, breathing second-hand smoke damages the heart and blood vessels, which cause heart diseases such as atherosclerosis. Also, adults exposed to second-hand smoke are at higher risk of lung cancer and stroke. So smoking does not only affect the smoker, but also the people around him. Strategies adopted by the government to curb smoking. Since it is kind of impossible to ban smoking in the United Arab Emirates, the government follow few strategies to assist their citizens in quitting smoking. Firstly, the UAE increased a tax on tobacco companies, which makes the company raise the selling price of their tobacco. Secondly, the government increased the legal age for smoking, limiting the availability of tobacco only to adults. The UAE has imposed laws on cafes that provide shisha for their customers, and these strict laws enforces the cafes just to provide people above 18 with their services. Giving shisha to underage people could result in making the restaurant lose their license. Almost all public places are smoking-free areas, and this strategy is followed mostly to maintain the health of non-smokers from dangers of passive smoking. Sticking large graphics on cigarette packets and listing the risks of smoking is a way to educate a smoker of the consequences of tobacco. Finally, the primary strategy the government is currently following to aid people to stop smoking is raising awareness of the risks of smoking. Preventing is better than curing, and by educating people of the hazard of tobacco, they will make the wise choice of quitting smoking.